Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As promised, I'm going to be doing another review today. This was kindly sent me by Rockpool. This is the second one of the three they've sent me, and it's out in October of this year, and this is the Deep, Dark and Dangerous Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, and it's illustrated by Kinga Britchke. So let's have a look on the back of the box. It says, what if, by stepping into the realm of the monsters and the things that go bump into the night, what seems twisted and dangerous is actually a torch leading out us into the darkness, into divine wholesome? From the iconic Medusa to mermaids, Valkyries and vampires, Selkies and Sibyls, find your truth in the deep, the dark and the dangerous. This deck includes stunning images of the world's deep creatures, dark goddesses and gods, and dangerous heroes and shadows. And it's got Stacey DeMarco, is one of Australia's most trusted and highest profile metaphysicists and pagan practitioners. Includes 44 cards and a guidebook, and it's published by Rockpool. This one is absolutely fab. Hang on, let's just get my camera right. Okay, I think that's right anyway. So as I said, this is the second one. The first one I reviewed yesterday was Oracle of the Witch. So there's a couple of I've noticed that there's quite a few even tarot decks coming out by Rockpool towards the fall autumn, and they all look pretty cool. I absolutely love this one. I've been looking at the cards, reading the backstory behind all the monsters and creatures and gods and goddesses, and it's absolutely brilliant. So first of all, let's have a look in the guidebook. What I do love, I'm obviously not going to read the guidebook out to you all because it takes too long. But what Stacey DeMarco has said now is, for some time now, especially in some aspects of the wellness and spiritual communities, there is a strange overcompensation where everything has to be all light, totally positive, and irrevocably shiny. There is a pressure to be wide-grinningly happy all the time, and even when we are sick or injured or traumatized, it is implied that somehow we are invited by this not being positive enough, this toxic positivity, this reaching for an impossible perfection, and this quiet victim blaming. Where exactly has this gotten us? I would suggest that it leads to us to more pain and confusion, guilty and suffering. Thank you so much, Stacey, for bringing that point up. I've been saying this now for the last 6 years. And we all know that a lot of the decks, especially Oracle decks, are overtly positive. And as you say, they make people feel, more of a lack anyway. So it's lovely to see something that focuses on, the real kind of gritty stuff that happens. And I'm really enjoying working with this deck, to be fair. So I'll show you, actually. There's a structure to this deck anyway. So basically you've got 3 different categories. You've got the dark, the deep and the dangerous. So the deep is all creatures from the deep, and you could see these as, in the psychological aspect, deep hidden emotions that we try to suppress, that need to come to the surface. We've got the dark as well, which represents our dark side, and we've got the dangerous. So from the deep you've got things like shadow and dragon, Hades, Persephone, mermaids, and the dark you've got Nyx, and you've got Hecate, and you've got the Morrigan and the Morrigan, and you've got dangerous. You've got like all mythological creatures like werewolf, vampire, a harpy, and so on. And so this is what I love about this deck, because it's got some structure to it. So you've got how each card is structured. You've got the name and subject, the message of the card in summary. And you've got the duality. The often paradoxical themes of the card and subject can be seen as light as shadow. So the description, the plant companion, the crystal companion. Just a second. Oh, there you go. And how to use the card. Obviously, that's pretty straightforward. 1 card divination, 3 cards, 4 element spread, timing spread, and so on. And dedication for your cards there if you feel free to do so. Right, okay, so the first one you get the message, the shadow. You get the duality, so depth, shallowness, darkness and light. And then the psychoanalyst Carl Jung introduce the modern concept of shadow to refer to the hidden or repressed aspects of ourselves. And so there, Stacey, talks about the shadow side. And you've got the plant companion there, and also the crystal companion there. And so each card has its own page or two for every single card, and there's little full colour thumbnails as well. And I suppose at the back of the book there's like something about the author, yeah, and then something about the illustrator as well, and then other products by Stacey. So let's get on to the cards. They're not in order, I don't think. Or did I put them back in order? I can't remember. So the backs of the cards are really, really cool. You've got this snake, the red and black, with kind of a snake skin pattern on the back of the cards as well. The glossy with red metallic edging. Something that I've noticed that Rockpool are doing a lot now with the decks, and it makes them look really cool, a lot more expensive than you pay, and they're very, very durable as well. It's on like kind of a glossy-ish cardstock, but not too over glossy, and they're perfectly fine to shuffle. No, they're not in order. So I'll show you the artwork as well. So that you got depth and shadow, and you can see that card comes from the deep category, but that doesn't, I mean, they really do aid in you kind of like your readings actually, because you can see exactly where you need kind to focus on, what part of aspect of yourself do you need to focus on. I can't pronounce some of these words. I'm not going to even pretend to try, but you've got like kind of like that represents mischief, a Medusa, injustice. Choice is the Valkyrie. I love the illustrations. I didn't think I would, because I did see a couple of cards online. I thought, you know what, it's going to be a bit meh, but no, it's lovely. They kind of like open things up to interpretation more as well. And you got the Sphinx there for gratification, and that comes from the dangerous category. Sheila Nagig, boundary. How fab is that? That's a dangerous category. It's funny really, because Sheila Nagig, in law in Britain, she was put up, I think, as a protector of churches. You can still see the figures of her in churches in some parts of the UK and Ireland. Let me see what Stacey actually says about Sheila in the book. Okay, put up your boundary and only let through what benefits you. Paradoxically, a boundary gives you freedom. Clear your home from negative energy. Be proud of what you have achieved. That makes sense. Do not compare yourself to others. Harm none and do what you will. If you are going through a gateway event, a special birthday or life event like a birth or marriage, ask her for protection. So you've got duality. Oh, there you go. When walking around many ancient sacred sites in the UK, including church sites, every now and again you will double take on an image carved in the mossy stones. What you see is an old woman, a crown-like figure, and she is happily lifting her skirts, and revealed for all to see are her genitals. Say hello to Sheila Gig. Sheilas, as they are affectionately referred to, are depictions of the almighty crown who help us to protect our boundaries and allow joyous gateways to those we wish to let through. Sheila Nagig guards windows, gates, doors, and entrances of all kinds. As Sheila Nagig is a protectress of gateway, she proudly flashes her vulva, it being the primary gateway of all life. That is absolutely fab. And this is the second one, the second deck I've actually saw a Sheila card in. So yeah, that's really great. I'm really impressed with that, because I've never seen her in any other mass market deck before. So you can see the artwork is kind of like fantasy. It's lovely actually. And you can read all about the mythology. Look at that cute little kitten there, but obviously I don't think he's supposed to be very cute, because there's a corpse lying there in a sheet. So you can read about the mythology of all the figures, the gods, goddesses. I just love mythology anyway, and this is kind of European mythology, world mythology as well. So if you've got any interest in, all things folklorish, this deck will be right up your alley. It's perfectly usable, because you've got the little keyword there as well. And obviously, like when you look at the guidebook, it gives more depth to the meaning. It's lovely as well to see like two figures, like the werewolf and the vampire in a deck. And you know, and as I said, like these are darker decks being brought out for Samhain and Halloween of this year, but you can, you know, they're perfectly usable to use any time of the year as well. I must prefer these decks to the old Love and Light ones, you know, with star seeds on and crystals and stuff like that. You know, it's something you can actually work with, like really gritty. It was Stacey, I think, who done, was it Queen of the Moon Oracle, which I've got? I think that was Stacey DeMarco as well. Yeah, I love that deck as well. So this would be a fab kind of companion deck to pair up with the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And so obviously we've got Carly in there as well. And what I found, I thought, when I first saw this, and I thought, why is there a keyword for love for Carly? Because we all kind of relate Carly with destruction and defensive and cutting away. But it's all about transmuting the negative into the positive. So that kind of like figures as well. So, you know, I was really happy to you know, read the explanation in the guidebook. Cersei, you've got alchemy, service, more, Molikaya, pass. I would like people to kind of like help me with my pronunciation. You've got Hecate there is illumination. Rest is hypnos. Where the word hypnosis come from, if nobody knew, that's just a bit of useless information for you guys. Nyx as well. This just lovely. I love Greek mythology as well. And to see like things like this, you know, and you know, it's not the prettiest really, is it? You know, it is kind of like dark and menacing to look at. And you know, you've got the hooded figure there as well. And so yeah, you know, it's definitely not a Love and Light deck at all. And beauty, you've got Mermaid as well. I hope you can all see the cards, by the way. Sybil, Foresight, Fear. I see, I don't know who, you know, some of these, you know, gods, goddesses are either. So it's nice to kind of like learn new things as you kind of read in the guidebook. Cerberus. Isn't it fab? The underworld. Acceptance. And you got Kelpie as a warning. Treasure, dragon. Do you know, I was looking at this card the other night and I didn't realise until I've been staring at it for probably about half an hour that there's actually a person under the Kraken. So yeah, that's how observant I am. But yeah, I love this. It's a beautiful card with that like ship on there. Selkie. It's really lovely. I absolutely, you know what, I'm gonna have to have a look what that number 44. So we've got 1, 2, 3. I'm not honestly. Oh, it's Irish. It's a shapeshifter. Easily change between the forms of almost any animal, for something large like a horse or wolf to a raven, fox or rabbit. So can change into a more humanoid shape like a goblin or a human, but usually the ears are a giveaway. Because they always remain furry and animalistic, they've got a reputation for being mischievous and generally not lethal, although there are some rare stories that paint them as the latter. See, this is just fab. I just, you know, I love learning about like different myths from different countries. So yeah, this is like the Deep, Dark and Dangerous Oracle. It is available, as I said, towards the latter end of the year. I think you can pre-order it now, probably. You normally can with like the decks, can't you? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm really looking forward to working with this more. It's a lovely deck. The keywords are good. I like the whole aspect of the guidebook as well. You know, no fluffy, no rubbish. no witchy tips. So it's kind of a real deck to kind of get to the nitty gritty of a situation. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you all later, where I've got a live with Levi at 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. Central European time. So thank you for watching my review of the Deep, Dark and Dangerous Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, and it is available October. So see you later, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with a different kind of deck. This is my third and final one that Rockpool sent me, and this is the Goddesses Among Us. It's absolutely lovely. Vix and Victoria Maxwell is just adorable, and the artwork is by Ellie Grant. So this is another lovely deck as well. So yeah, this will be released October time as well. So hopefully see you all soon, and enjoy your day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Bye, guys.